Have you ever felt that when someone is truly smart and wise, instead of being praised, they become the target of negative feelings? Maybe you have seen brilliant people being misunderstood, ignored, or even disliked. This happens because intelligence is not just about knowledge or cleverness. It is a powerful light that can make others feel insecure. When someone shines brightly, it sometimes causes others to feel jealous or afraid, even if they don't say it out loud. This jealousy and insecurity are deep emotions that affect how society reacts to intelligent people. In this video, we will explore why jealousy and insecurity arise around intelligent individuals, especially believers who carry wisdom from Allah. We will understand why these feelings are natural but also dangerous, how Islam guides us to overcome them, and how intelligent people can stay strong without losing their kindness or humility. This topic is important because it helps us recognize the struggles of gifted minds and encourages us to support each other rather than compete with jealousy. Let's dive deep into this emotional and spiritual challenge that many face in their journey of knowledge and faith. 1. Why intelligence can be a threat to society. In this world, intelligence is a powerful gift from Allah. It can help people solve problems, guide others, and make the world a better place. But sadly, many times, highly intelligent individuals are not welcomed with open arms by society. Instead, they are feared, misunderstood, and sometimes even rejected. Why does this happen? Why do people fear someone who can think clearly, deeply, and wisely? To understand this, we must go deeper into human nature, society's structure, and the wisdom Allah has given us in the Quran. When a person is highly intelligent, they often see things that others cannot see. They understand the truth behind situations, they notice injustice, and they often question things that seem wrong or false. This makes others uncomfortable, because most people do not want to face hard truths. They prefer to stay in their comfort zones, follow the crowd, and do what everyone else is doing, even if it's not right. But an intelligent person challenges that flow. They make people think. They make people reflect. And that, for many, is scary. In many societies, there is a silent rule. Don't be too different, don't think too much, and don't stand out too much. Just blend in. But intelligent people cannot blend in easily. Their thoughts are too deep, their questions are too bold, and their dreams are too big. So, instead of being celebrated, they are often isolated. Instead of being respected, they are sometimes ridiculed or ignored. This is not because they are wrong, but because society fears what it cannot understand. Allah has given us the power of thinking, reflection, and wisdom. In fact, the Quran repeatedly invites us to use our minds, to reflect, and to seek knowledge. But society, driven by ego and ignorance, often discourages deep thinking. It fears those who can see beyond the surface because such people cannot be easily controlled or fooled. Intelligence, when combined with sincerity and truth, becomes a powerful force that shakes the walls of falsehood. And those who live in falsehood feel threatened by such a force. Sometimes, highly intelligent people feel lonely. They feel like no one understands them. They feel like they don't belong. But they must know that this is not a punishment. It's a sign that Allah has given them something special. The loneliness they feel is not because they are wrong, but because they are right in a world that has chosen to stay asleep. Their mind, their heart, and their soul are awake. And that is a gift, not a curse. So if you are someone who thinks deeply, who feels different, who often stays quiet in crowds because you see what others do not, know that you are not weak. You are strong. Your intelligence is a blessing, and your journey, though hard, is honored by Allah. Keep walking your path. Keep thinking, keep growing, and always trust that Allah is guiding you with His light. 2. What does Islam say about intelligence? Intelligence is not just about having knowledge. It's not just about reading books or getting high marks in school. In Islam, true intelligence is something much deeper. It is the ability to understand right from wrong, to use the mind to recognize the truth, and to make decisions that please Allah. Intelligence in Islam is a gift, but it also comes with responsibility. It is a light that can guide people toward goodness, if used in the right way. Allah gave each person a mind to think, to reflect, and to understand the world. He didn't just give us eyes to see and ears to hear. He gave us something more powerful, the ability to reason. And throughout the Quran, Allah reminds us again and again to use our minds. He tells us to reflect, to observe, and to seek wisdom. Intelligence in Islam is not something to be proud of in a worldly way. It is something to be thankful for and to use for good. One of the signs of a truly intelligent person in Islam is someone who thinks about their purpose in life. They don't live carelessly. They don't just follow the crowd. They ask, why am I here? What does Allah want from me? What happens after death? These are the questions that a wise person asks. And when someone seeks the answers to these questions, they are walking the path of truth and light. Sadly, in today's world, people often use intelligence for selfish reasons. Some use it to trick others, lie, or chase money. But in Islam, real intelligence is about understanding the reality of life, fearing Allah, and doing good for others. A wise person is someone who remembers death, who forgives easily, and who helps others without expecting anything in return. These are the signs of true wisdom. Islam also teaches us to seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave. Learning is not just for school. A smart Muslim never stops learning. Whether it's learning about faith, about the world, about people, or about oneself, every form of useful knowledge is part of intelligence. And the more we learn, the more we realize how much we still don't know. That humility is part of wisdom too. So if you are someone who has a sharp mind, use it to grow closer to Allah. If you are someone who thinks deeply, let your thoughts lead you to truth and mercy. If you find joy in learning, keep going, but make sure your learning brings light into your heart, not pride into your soul. That is the intelligence that Allah loves. You don't need to be a scholar to be wise. You don't need to know everything. Just be sincere. Think deeply. Ask Allah for guidance. And always remember, real intelligence is not in how much you know, but in how wisely you live. 3. Why society dislikes deep thinkers. Deep thinkers are not like everyone else. They don't just accept what they see. They go beyond the surface. They look deeper into life, into people, and into the truth. They ask big questions. They reflect on things that others ignore. But sadly, instead of being appreciated, they are often disliked by society. They are seen as strange, difficult, or even dangerous. Why? Why does a person who uses their mind and heart to understand life deeply become unwanted in the eyes of many? To answer this, we need to understand how society works. Most people prefer comfort over truth. They follow traditions, habits, and popular opinions without thinking too much. They do what everyone else is doing, even if it's wrong. When a deep thinker comes along and says, "Wait, this is not right," it disturbs their peace. People do not like to be questioned. They do not want someone to open their eyes, especially if they have chosen to keep them closed. Deep thinkers challenge the status quo. They see the flaws in systems, the lies in words, and the darkness hidden behind smiles. This makes others feel exposed and uncomfortable. Instead of being inspired by deep thought, many feel threatened by it. Because if the deep thinker is right, then it means others must change. And change is hard for most people. Also, deep thinkers are usually silent in loud crowds. They don't always speak, but when they do, their words have meaning. This silence makes people curious and sometimes nervous, because society respects noise, trends, and popularity, not quiet wisdom. But in Islam, silence and reflection are signs of strength. Deep thinkers also love solitude. They need quiet time to connect with themselves and with Allah. But society doesn't understand this. It calls them antisocial or strange. In reality, they are just different. They are not running away from people. They are trying to find what is real in a world full of fakeness. So, if you are someone who thinks deeply, who doesn't fit in easily, who questions the world around you, remember this: you are not weak. You are not alone. You are walking the path of the prophets. You are using the gift Allah gave you, your mind. And even if society doesn't clap for you, Allah sees you. Allah knows your heart, and Allah loves those who seek the truth. Keep thinking, keep reflecting, keep walking with your head held high. This world may not understand you, but the next world will reward you. And that reward is worth more than all the praise and popularity in this life. 4. Signs of a highly intelligent believer. In Islam, intelligence is not just about reading many books or having sharp memory. It is not only about being fast in thinking or speaking. A truly intelligent believer is someone whose heart and actions reflect deep wisdom and faith. Their intelligence shows through their character, their choices, and their connection with Allah. They don't chase fame or attention. Instead, they focus on what matters most, pleasing their Creator. One of the strongest signs of a highly intelligent believer is that they always think about the afterlife. While others are busy worrying about money, looks, or status, this person is thinking about death, the grave, and standing in front of Allah. This makes them careful in their actions. They stay away from sins not just out of fear, but out of love for Allah. They know that every small deed counts, and they don't waste time on things that won't help them in the hereafter. Another beautiful sign is that they are humble. Even if they know a lot, they never act proud. They don't argue to win. They don't try to make others feel small. Their wisdom teaches them that true greatness comes with humility. They know that the more they learn, the more they realize how much they don't know. This keeps them soft-hearted and respectful to everyone. A highly intelligent believer also knows when to speak and when to stay silent. They don't waste their words. Their speech is clean, kind, and full of benefit. They avoid gossip, lies, and useless talk. They use their tongue to spread truth, not drama. Their silence is not emptiness. It's a sign of depth. They think before they speak, and their words are like light in the dark. They are also people of patience. Life throws many tests, but they stay calm. They don't panic. They don't complain all the time. They understand that pain is part of the journey and that every test is a chance to grow. Their intelligence helps them control their emotions. They know that reacting with anger only brings regret, while responding with wisdom brings peace. These believers also have a deep sense of purpose. They don't just follow the crowd. They don't live on autopilot. They wake up with intention. They plan their day, their worship, their goals. They are focused. They are driven by meaning, not by trends. While others may be lost in distractions, they stay connected to what truly matters. They also treat others with mercy. They are not harsh or judgmental. Even if someone makes a mistake, they don't look down on them. Their intelligence reminds them that everyone is struggling in their own way. They offer support, not shame. They guide with love, not pride. This makes them trustworthy and respected. If you see these signs in yourself or someone else, know that you are witnessing a special kind of intelligence. It is not loud, it is not flashy. It is calm, sincere, and full of light. It is the intelligence that helps a person succeed in both this life and the next. So keep growing, keep thinking, keep remembering Allah. Because the smartest people in this world are those who live every day preparing for the eternal world to come. 5. Intelligent individuals versus the system. In every age and society, people who think differently are often seen as a problem, especially those who think deeply, ask meaningful questions, and speak with wisdom and truth. Intelligent individuals are not satisfied with blind following. They challenge what others accept without question. This makes them stand out. And when you stand out in a world that wants you to fit in, you face resistance. This is where the struggle begins between intelligent minds and the system. The system is not just the government. It includes schools, media, traditions, social expectations, even certain family rules. The system is built to keep people thinking the same way. It rewards those who follow, not those who question. It wants people to follow instructions, stay busy, and not look too deeply into what is happening around them. So, when an intelligent believer starts asking, "Why are we doing this?" or "Is this really what Allah wants from us?" the system feels uncomfortable. This is what happens even today. When a person questions the wrong practices in culture or speaks against injustice, they are seen as strange. Even if they are peaceful and wise, they are called troublemakers. The system may try to silence them, ignore them, or turn people against them. But the intelligent believer does not give up. They know that truth is more important than popularity. In many places, people are taught to study just to get a job, earn money, and live a routine life. But an intelligent believer studies to understand the world, to worship Allah better, and to help others. The system may not like this because it wants people to be busy with chasing the worldly life, not preparing for the hereafter. That's why intelligent people often feel like they don't belong. They feel out of place in a world that values looks over character, money over morals, and noise over wisdom. Yes, the system may resist you, but Allah rewards those who stand firm, speak truth with kindness, and seek His pleasure over the approval of people. Keep your heart strong. You are not alone. You walk the same path walked by the greatest minds in history: the prophets, the companions, the scholars, and the wise. Thank you for watching this important reminder from Deen Explorers. Remember, your intelligence is a blessing from Allah. Never let jealousy or insecurity dim your light. Stay patient, stay humble, and keep shining for the sake of Allah alone. If this message touched your heart, please like, comment, and subscribe to Deen Explorers for more uplifting Islamic guidance. May Allah protect us all from envy and grant us sincerity in our knowledge and actions.